Hello, everyone, and welcome to Commander Reviews with Digit D. And today I have an awesome review for you guys, and this is over Kresh the Bloodbraided. I have a friend who I'm going to give a shout out to. His name is Ben. So thank you, Ben, for giving me this idea to review the Kresh the Bloodbraided. And there's going to be another one that I'll be reviewing that he also recommended was Intet the Dreamer. So you'll be looking forward to that one also. So let's talk about this card. This card looks really cool. Looks really cool, but let's talk about what it can do. Let's go down and through the card, and then we'll give it my rating and see what we can do as a commander review. This is Kresh the Bloodbraided. He cost 1 green, 1 red, 1 black, and 2 colorless to cast him. You have to pay 5 mana. He's also a legendary creature that is a human warrior. And he is a 3/3. He has an ability that says whenever another creature is put into the graveyard from play, you may put X +1/+1 counters on Kresh the Bloodbraided, whereas X is that creature's power. That's really cool. And then he also has flavor text that says each of his 22 braids is bound with bone and leather from a foe. That is some dangerous stuff that he's been in the battlefield beating people and taking parts of their bone and braided it in his hair. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. So this guy or this person or human, it's a human that looks more of a deformed but mutated human that looks super cool, who has an awesome ability. That ability states whenever another creature dies, he gains that much counters. That means his ability triggers on other opponent's side of the field. So if you blow up opponent stuff, it gives you counters. If you blow up your own stuff, you get counters. He just gets bigger to a point where he can just take out your foes really, really fast. So, how would I build this deck? This is all opinion based, so just letting everyone know this is all my opinion. So, this is how I would build this build Kresh the Bloodbraided. Would probably be focused on the counters part of the deck because he gets +1/+1 counters whenever a creature dies. That is the good part about it. Like, there's this new card from Strixhaven that is, it's a black green hybrid mana that only costs 4 hybrid green mana, but you get a creature out that its power is 11 and its toughness, I think it's 10, which is super darn strong. And its ability says if he attacks or blocks, you have to sacrifice him or sacrifice another creature. I might be wrong on that. So, but it is a rare card. But his ability, minus the ability, just look at him for the power and toughness. You get at his power, you get 11 counters if you get him out on turn 4, on less than turn 4, or on turn 4 because it's a full hybrid black green mana, so it's going to be kind of hard to cast him. But since it's in Commander, you could basically get that out since you're already going to be playing Jund colors anyway. And you sack him, you get 11 counters onto your commander instantly. And you can do it if you have stuff to do it in response to stuff. Then you can do it at instant speed and stuff like that. That is pretty darn strong. That is so darn strong. There's some ways to take, you can, all you have to do is like, he becomes a 14/14 just by sacking that dude. And this is just from one creature, and that's not counting the rest of the creatures. So if you get this powerful creature out and you stack him, that's 11 counters added onto him. You basically, all you need to do then at that point is to do spells that deal double damage or has double strike or something around that lines to attack, or you give it infect and do poison. You could just literally almost one shot people with this guy. That's how strong this human is. This human is strong for what he does. It's really cool. You can do like a reanimator deck where you can reanimate some of the weaker creatures. So let's say I put artifacts or modular abilities or anything that says graft. The abilities that says graft where you can move +1/+1 counters around, or you can go with modulars where you have artifacts that come in. They come in with +1/+1 counters. It's pretty cool. It's mostly around the +1/+1 counters synergy, where like I'm using Winding Constrictor. That says whenever you get a +1/+1 counter, you can of any type, you can add one more of that type, or you're using hardened scales. So it's like, oh, I get one counter and it gets plus more one. Also, he's a warrior. If you have a specific elf warrior, when he comes into the battlefield, you can have him enter in with another +1/+1 counter. You can't go with the biostimulant that the blue green because it's not in blue, but his abilities for +1/+1 counters is high. If you put in like cards like the Ozolith, you can get whenever a creature dies and they had counters on them, it goes straight to the Ozolith, and then at the beginning of combat, you can just move those counters onto him or another creature you have, and he's still going to get more counters because the creature died. All of those counters that were on that creature goes to the Ozolith. But now all those extra hits power was super buffed. He's just gonna automatically gain those counters. And then when you go to attack, those counters that were on the outer Ozolith are gonna go to him. So there's like so much you can do with just the counter strategy. There's not really other ways I can see you building this unless you do a reanimator or something with +1/+1 counters. Or if you want to go the super strange route, that'd be flinging this dude. That'd be strapping him to a catapult and throwing him at people. You could do it that way. That is another fun way to do this if you wanted to go this route with this guy. The counters are pretty darn strong. I mean, you're just getting counters left and right. When another creature dies, is put into the graveyard from play. That's all it says. It has to enter the graveyard. So if it gets exiled, it's not going to work because it's not going to get. So this is another downside. So let's look at the downsides for this card. It says another creature, so you can't get counters off itself because it's just going to die. But if another creature is put into the graveyard, it gets its counters. But if it gets exiled, it doesn't get any counters because it's just getting exiled instead, so you don't get no counters. Another downside is the 5 mana curve and its 3 colors, so it makes it kind of hard to cast him very early on if you don't have the speed to get him out. That'd be the mana rocks, the speed, the 1-drops, anything that helps boost your mana or you're not hitting your mana correctly. It's going to be super hard. And also his power. His power and toughness is a 3/3. He can get taken out very easily before you get rolling in very much anything. But if you can keep him out there and you have a protection spell or anything that help him protects, he's just going to get steamrolling, get bigger and bigger and bigger. But he's always going to be the threat on the field because of how fast and how buff he gets really, really quick. So this is my review for him. My counter score, or my score that I'm going to give him, is a 6 out of 8. He is really strong. He is from if you want to know what set he's from, it's from Shards of Alara. So if you don't know, now you know what set to buy him in. You can just look it up that way, or you can just type in his name in some other site if you want to find a way to get him. I do not own him, but I do own him on MTGO, so I can play him with them on there, and it's pretty cool. So this guy is really strong, and I think he's really cool. So this is a pretty cool commander that I was able to review for you guys today and talking about specific cards. So if you really like these type of videos, you can like and subscribe. And also, if you want to get custom t-shirts made by yours truly, I can make you a custom t-shirt. So I want to say thank you guys for checking out my video, and thank you guys for watching Commander Reviews with DigiD. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks and peace out.